Shabbat Shalom, my brothers and sisters in Yahweh, our Elohim. Tonight, today, we're going to be doing our Shabbat Bible study, and we will be studying Shemoth, which is Exodus, chapters 16, 17, and 18. So go ahead and grab your Bibles, and we'll get ready to study this evening. Or today, I think it is. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this tonight. Before we get into this, I have a request. I ask you to turn to Matthew chapter 5. And read along with me, okay? This is dedicated to Charlie Kirk and his family. When I heard his wife speak, it was the first thing that came to my mind. So I thought that I would put it on to this Bible study for us all. Okay? Alright. Matthew chapter 5. But when he saw the crowds, he went up on a mountain, and when he was seated, his taught ones came to him, and having opened his mouth, he was teaching them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, because theirs is the reign of the heavens. Blessed are those who mourn, because they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, because they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, because they shall be filled. Blessed are the compassionate, because they shall obtain compassion. Blessed are the clean in heart, because they shall see Elohim. Blessed are the peacemakers, because they shall be called the sons of Elohim. Blessed are those persecuted for righteousness' sake, because theirs is the reign of the heavens. Blessed are you when they reproach and persecute you, and falsely say every wicked word against you for my sake. Rejoice and be glad, because your reward in the heavens is great. For in this way they persecuted the prophets who were before you. You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt becomes tasteless, how shall it be seasoned? For it is no longer of any use but to be thrown out and to be trodden down by men. You are the light of the world. It is impossible for a city to be hidden on a mountain. Nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it shines to all those in the house. Let your light so shine before men, so that they see your good works and praise your Father who is in the heavens. Do not think that I came to destroy the Torah or the prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to complete. For truly I say to you, till the heaven and the earth pass away, one yod or one tittle shall by no means pass from the Torah till it all be done. Whosoever then breaks one of the least of these commands, and teaches men so shall be called least in the reign of the heavens. But whoever does and teaches them, he shall be called great in the reign of the heavens. For I say to you, that unless your righteousness exceeds that of the scribes and the Pharisees, you shall by no means enter into the reign of the heavens. You heard that it was said of those of old, You shall not murder, and whoever murders shall be liable to judgment. But I say to you that whoever is wroth with his brother without a cause shall be liable to judgment, and whoever says to his brother, Rakah, shall be liable to the Sanhedrin. But whoever says, You fool, shall be liable to fires of Gehenna. If then You bring your gift to the slaughter place, and there remember that your brothers hold whatever against you. Leave your gift there before the slaughter place and go. First make peace with your brother, and then come and offer your gift. Be well-minded with your opponent promptly, while you are on the way with him, lest your opponent deliver you to the judge, and the judge to the officer, and you be thrown into prison. Truly I say to you, you shall by no means get out of there till you have paid the last penny. You heard that it was said to those of old, you shall not commit adultery. But I say to you that everyone looking at a woman to lust for her has already committed adultery with her in his eyes. And if your right eye causes you to stumble, pluck it out and throw it away from you, for it is better for you that one of your members perish, than for your entire body to be thrown into Gehenna. And if your right hand causes you to stumble, cut it off and throw it away from you, for it is better for you that one of your members perish, than for your entire body to be thrown into Gehenna. And it has been said, whoever puts away his wife, let him give her a certificate of divorce. But I say to you, that whoever puts away his wife, except for the matter of whoring, makes her commit adultery, and whoever marries a woman who has been put away commits adultery. Again, you heard that it was said to those of old, you shall not swear falsely, but shall perform your oaths to Yahweh. But I say to you, do not swear vainly at all, neither by the heaven, because it is Elohim's throne, nor by the earth, for it is his footstool, nor by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great sovereign. Nor swear by your head, because you are not able to make one hair white or black. But let your word yes be yes, and your no be no. And what goes beyond these is from the wicked one. You heard that it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say to you, do not resist the wicked. But whoever slaps you on your right cheek, turn the other to him also. And he who wishes to sue you and take away your inner garment, let him have your outer garment as well. And whoever compels you to go 1 mile, go with him 2. Give to him who asks of you, and from him who wishes to borrow from you, do not turn away. You heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies, bless those cursing you, do good to those hating you, and pray for those insulting you and persecuting you, so that you become sons of your Father in the heavens, because he makes his sun rise on the wicked and on the good, and sends rain on the righteous and on the unrighteous. For if you love those loving you, what reward have you? Are the tax collectors not doing the same to you? And if you greet your brother only, what do you do more than others? Are the tax collectors not doing so too? Therefore be perfect, as your Father in heaven is perfect. Okay? I just wanted to read that real quick in honor of Charlie Kirk and his wife and his family. Okay, now then, if you would turn to chapter 16 of Shemoth, which is Exodus, and we'll start our study for tonight. Okay? Alright, I'll give you a second here to go ahead and turn. I'm going to take a drink of coffee. Alright. Chapter 16. And they set out from Elim, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came to the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second new moon, after their going out of the land of Mizraim. And all the congregation of the children of Israel grumbled against Moshe and Aaron in the wilderness. And the children of Israel said to them, If only we had died by the hand of Yahweh in the land of Mitzrayim, when we sat by the pots of meat, and when we ate bread to satisfaction. For you have brought us out into this wilderness to put all this assembly to death with hunger. And Yahweh said to Moshe, See, I am raining bread from the heavens for you, and the people shall go out and gather a day's portion every day, in order to try them, whether they walk in my Torah or not. And it shall be on the 6th day that they shall prepare what they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather daily. And Moshe and Aaron said to all the children of Israel, At evening you shall know that Yahweh has brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim, and in the morning you shall see the esteem of Yahweh, for he hears your grumbling against Yahweh. And what are we that you grumble against us? And Moshe said, In that Yahweh gives you meat to eat in the evening, and in the morning bread to satisfaction, for Yahweh hears your grumblings which you make against him. And what are we? Your grumblings are not against us, but against Yahweh. And Moshe said to Aaron, Say to all the congregation of the children of Israel, Come near before Yahweh, for he has heard your grumblings. And it came to be, as Aaron spoke to all the congregation of the children of Israel, that they looked toward the wilderness, and see, the esteem of Yahweh appeared in the cloud. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, I have heard the grumblings of the children of Israel. Speak to them, saying, Between the evenings you are to eat meat, and in the morning you are to be satisfied with bread, and you shall know that I am Yahweh your Elohim. And it came to be that quail came up at evening and covered the camp, and in the morning the dew lay all around the camp. And the layer of dew went up, and see, on the surface of the wilderness was a small round substance, as fine as frost on the ground. And the children of Israel saw, and they said to each other, What is it? For they did not know what it was. And Moshe said to them, It is the bread which Yahweh has given you to eat. This is the word which Yahweh has commanded. Let every man gather it according to each one's need, an omer for each being, according to the number of beings. Let every man take for those who are in his tent. And the children of Israel did so, and gathered, some more, some less, and they measured it by omers. And he who gathered much did not have too much, and he who gathered little did not have too little. Each one gathered according to his need. And Moshe said, Let no one leave any of it until morning. And they did not listen to Moshe. So some of them left part of it until morning, and it bred worms and stank. And Moshe was wroth with them. And they gathered it every morning, each one according to his need. And when the sun became hot, it melted. And it came to be on the 6th day that they gathered twice as much bread, 2 omers for each one. And all the rulers of the congregation came and told Moshe. And he said to them, This is what Yahweh has said. Tomorrow is a rest, a Sabbath, set apart to Yahweh. That which you bake, bake, and that which you cook, cook. And lay up for yourselves all that is left over to keep it until morning. And they laid it up till morning, as Moshe commanded. And it did not stink, and no worms were in it. And Moshe said, Eat it today, for today is the Sabbath to Yahweh. Today you do not find it in the field. Gather it 6 days, but on the 7th day, which is the Sabbath, there is none. And it came to be that some of the people went out on the 7th day to gather, but they found none. And Yahweh said to Moshe, How long shall you refuse to guard my commands and my Torah? See, because Yahweh has given you the Sabbath, therefore he is giving you bread for 2 days. On the 6th day, let each one stay in his place. Do not let anyone go out of his place on the 7th day. So the people rested on the 7th day. And the house of Israel called its name manna. And it was like white coriander seed, and the taste of it was like thin cakes made with honey. And Moshe said, This is the word which Yahweh has commanded. Fill an omer with it, and keep for your generations, so that they see the bread with which I fed you in the wilderness, when I brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim. And Moshe said to Aaron, Take a pot, and put an omer of manna in it, and set it down before Yahweh to keep for your generations. And Yahweh commanded Moshe, so did Aaron set it down before the witness to keep. And the children of Israel ate manna 40 years, until they came to an inhabited land. They ate manna until they came to the border of the land of Canaan. And an omer is 1/10 of an ephah. That's chapter 16. Chapter 17. As you can see, they're following Torah. Okay? They're following the feast days. They're following the Sabbath. They're following Torah. They're being taught. Yahweh's teaching them His law. Okay? Chapter 17. And all the congregation of the children of Israel set out on their journey from the wilderness of Sin, according to the mouth of Yahweh, and camped in Rephidim. And there was no water for the people to drink. Therefore the people strove with Moshe, and said, Give us water to drink. And Moshe said to them, Why do you strive with me? Why do you try Yahweh? And the people thirsted there for water. And the people grumbled against Moshe, and said, Why did you bring us out of Mitzrayim to kill us and our children and our livestock with thirst? Then Moshe cried out to Yahweh, praying to Yahweh, saying, What am I to do with this people? Yet a little, and they shall stone me. And Yahweh said to Moshe, Pass over before the people. Take with you some of the elders of Israel, and take in your hand your rod with which you struck the river, and go. See, I am standing before you, there on the rock in Horeb. And you shall strike the rock, and water shall come out of it, and the people shall drink. And Moshe did so before the eyes of the elders of Israel. And he called the name of the place Massah and Meribah, because of the strife of the children of Israel, because they tried Yahweh, saying, Is Yahweh in our midst or not? And Amalek came and fought with Israel in Rephidim. There's Amalek again. He's coming back. And Moshe said to Yehoshua, okay, now this is the first time that we have encountered this name, all right? This is Joshua. But as you're going to see here shortly, because I'm going to show you, it's also the name of Messiah, okay? I'm going to show this to you. I hope you understand this. First of all, you take the paleo. That is the paleo name for Messiah. Okay, that's his name in Paleo Hebrew. And you translate it to modern Hebrew, which is Yehoshua. That's the modern translation of Messiah's name. Okay, then you take and transfer from Hebrew to English, and you come up with Joshua. Now, words have meaning, okay? So when you look at the meaning of the words, the word means salvation, okay? That's how I come up with Messiah's name being Yeshua. I know there's a lot of questions about that, and I know a lot of people are like, you don't know what you're talking about. No, I looked it up. I did the translation myself. If you do the translation yourself, you will find the same thing. Messiah's name in English is Joshua. Okay? From this point on, though, we're going to consider Joshua in the Torah as being Joshua to separate him from Messiah. Okay? So we will go ahead and call Joshua Joshua. But Messiah will be called Yehoshua. Okay? You got it? If there's any questions, don't just ask, okay? Don't even think about not asking. Just ask, all right? Because this is important. You got to think about the name Jesus is a Greek name, okay? It comes from Greek. It is not Messiah's name. Jesus is a Greek word. It's not a Hebrew word. Okay, so we have to take that into consideration. This is one more thing that's been carried down from the Roman Catholic Church, and it's not correct. You're going to have other people say, well, yeah, but it's okay. We'll just call him Jesus. Let me ask you a question. If your name was Joe, would you want people going around calling you Bill? It's not correct. So, just so we've got that straight, I just wanted to verify and confirm and all the things with the name of Messiah. Okay? Do the homework yourself. Look it up yourself if you have any doubts. Now it's on you. It's a choice. Alright. Let's continue. Verse 9 of chapter 17. And Moshe said to Joshua, choose for us men and go out, fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I am stationing myself on the top of the hill with the rod of Elohim in my hand. And Joshua did as Moshe said to him, to fight with Amalek. And Moshe, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. And it came to be, when Moshe held up his hand, that Yisrael prevailed, and when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. But Moshe's hands were heavy, so they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat on it. And Aaron and Hur supported his hands, one on one side and the other on the other side, and his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. And Joshua defeated Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And Yahweh said to Moshe, write this for remembrance in the book, and recite it in the hearing of Joshua, that I shall completely blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under the heavens. And Moshe built a slaughter place and called its name Yahweh Nissi. For he said, because a hand is on the throne of Yahweh is to fight against Amalek from generation to generation. There's a lot of meaning in that. A lot of meaning, especially if you know who Amalek is. Chapter 18. And Jethro, the priest of Midian, Moshe's father-in-law, heard all that Elohim had done for Moshe and for Yisrael, his people, that Yahweh had brought Yisrael out of Mizraim. And Jethro, Moshe's father-in-law, took Zipporah, the wife of Moshe, after he had sent her back, and her 2 sons, of whom the name of one was Gershom. Highlighter time. Highlight Gershom. You're going to be seeing that later a lot. For he said, I have been a sojourner in a foreign land. And the name of the other was Eliezer. Now that one needs to be highlighted too, because you're going to see that one later on a lot. For he said, the Elohim of my father was my help, and delivered me from the sword of Pharaoh. Jethro, Moshe's father-in-law, came with his sons and his wife to Moshe in the wilderness, where he was encamped at the mountain of Elohim. And he said to Moshe, I, your father-in-law Jethro, am coming to you with your wife and her 2 sons with her. And Moshe went out to meet his father-in-law and bowed down and kissed him. And they asked each other about their welfare, and they went into the tent. And Moshe told his father-in-law all that Yahweh had done to Pharaoh and to the Mitzraites for Israel's sake, all the hardship that had come upon them on the way, and how Yahweh had delivered them. And Jethro rejoiced for all the good which Yahweh had done for Israel, whom he had delivered out of the hand of the Mitzraites. And Jethro said, Blessed be Yahweh, who has delivered you out of the hand of the Mitzraites, and out of the hand of Pharaoh, and who has delivered the people from under the hand of the Mitzraites. Now I know that Yahweh is greater than all the mighty ones, indeed in the matter in which they acted proudly above them. Then Jethro, the father-in-law of Moshe, brought an ascending offering and other slaughterings unto Elohim. And Aaron came with all the elders of Israel to eat bread with the father-in-law of Moshe before Elohim. And it came to be on the next day that Moshe sat to rightly rule the people, and the people stood before Moshe from morning until evening. And when the father-in-law of Moshe saw all that he did for the people, he said, What is this that you are doing for the people? Why do you sit by yourself, and all the people stand before you from morning until evening? And Moshe said to his father-in-law, Because the people come to me to seek Elohim. When they have a matter, they come to me, and I rightly rule between one and another, and make known the laws of Elohim and his Torah. And the father-in-law of Moshe said to him, What you are doing is not good. Both you and these people with you shall certainly wear yourselves out, for the matter is too heavy for you. You are not able to do it by yourself. Now listen to my voice. Let me counsel you, and Elohim be with you. Stand before Elohim for the people, and you shall bring the matter to Elohim. And you shall enlighten them concerning the laws and the Torah, and show them the way in which they should walk, and the work which they do. Teach them the Torah. Teach them about Elohim, and teach them the Torah. These are the things that we are supposed to be learning about. Okay? Verse 21. But you yourself seek out from all the people able men, who fear Elohim, men of truth, hating unfair gain, and place these over them to be rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of fifties, and rulers of tens. And they shall rightly rule the people at all times, and it shall be that they bring every great matter to you, but they themselves rightly rule every small matter. So make it lighter for yourself, for they shall bear with you. If you do this word, and Elohim shall command you, then you shall be able to stand, and all this people also go to their place in peace. And Moshe listened to the voice of his father-in-law, and did all that he said. And Moshe chose able men out of all Israel, and made them heads over the people, rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of fifties, and rulers of tens. And they rightly ruled the people at all times. The hard matters they brought to Moshe, but they rightly ruled every small matter themselves. And Moshe sent off his father-in-law, and he went away to his own land. And that ends chapter 18. Okay? As we can see, the children of Israel are being taught Torah. The Word of Yahweh, the law. They're being taught. They're also learning how to observe the holy days, the set-apart days of Yahweh, the feast days. And it certainly isn't Christmas or Easter or Halloween or any of those days. Those are made-up, man-made days. They mean nothing. They mean nothing. The set-apart days of Yahweh we are learning about now. And when we get to Leviticus, it'll be a lot more in depth. We'll be able to understand a lot better the set-apart days, the days of the feasts. Okay? Those are the holidays. Gang, a lot of people say that this is all Jewish stuff. It's not Jewish stuff. The children of Israel The 12 tribes, 13 including Levi, were the tribes of Yisrael, the 12 sons of Jacob. Okay? Those are Yahweh's people. Yehoshua, Messiah, came to earth, lived the Torah perfectly because he is the Word, and was sacrificed, a blood atonement to atone for our sins. Okay? Yehoshua paved a road for us to seek our redemption. Messiah reestablished the covenant with all men. The Gentiles are now grafted into the tree of life. And according to my studies, we're the tribe of Ephraim. Okay? We'll get to all that down the road. But just understand how important it is that we are to follow Torah to the best of our broken abilities. There's only one that's ever followed it perfectly, and that was Messiah. Yehoshua followed Torah perfectly, without blemish. But we're not capable of doing that. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't try. And because of the atoning sacrifice of Yehoshua Messiah, it gives us an opportunity to repent when we screw up. Okay? This is the truth. To the best of my ability, I'm presenting it to you. There's another choice. Whether or not you choose to believe or not. If you choose to believe the pastor of your church who's been teaching you that only the New Testament matters, he's wrong. And unfortunately, he's deceiving everyone. There are so many pastors that are deceiving people. I will never try to deceive you. I will not lie to you. I am giving you this information straight out of the Word of Yahweh, His book. If Yahweh Elohim created the heavens, the sun, the moon, the stars, the firmament, and everything under it, He's able to create a book. And this is His Word. Okay? Alright, I'm not going to keep y'all any longer. That's all I've got for tonight. I pray that y'all have a good Sabbath. Relax. Study the Word. Don't do any work. Don't go out and spend a bunch of money at the malls or anything like that. Just observe the shalom of Yahweh, the peace of Yahweh. Okay? Alright. I will see you all later. Oh, by the way, I'm planning Monday to start the Jubilee study, the extra canonical study in Jubilees. So if anybody's interested, it'll be starting on Monday. Okay, I'll be starting the intro for it. Alright, that's all I've got. I hope you all have a great Shabbat, and we will see you on our midweek Bible study. Alright? Alright. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.